Minasan, konnichiwa. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Ashmi and I'll be co-hosting this with Sakshi-san. This is episode 1 of the series in which we cover the historical and mythological aspects of Japan as a nation. We hope you enjoy. Our topic for this episode will mainly be Japan's creation myth, or for some of you, if you're already familiar with the story of Izanagi and Izanami. So, the myth and mythological origins regarding the formation of the Hosonagai Shimaguni, or the nation of Japan as we know it today, is mainly based on two sources of ancient literature and text of history or mythology, which is the Kojiki, which is the record of the ancient matters written in 712 AD, and the Nihon Shoki, which is the Chronicles of Japan written in 720 AD.
Well, according to the sources given in Japanese mythology, when the earth didn't even exist, the divine gods of heaven assigned Izanagi, meaning he who invites, and Izanami, meaning she who invites, who were the two heavenly deities, and they were siblings also. They were entrusted with the task of bringing to order the shapeless chaos that was the earth.
They were entrusted with a jewel-encrusted spear called Ame no Nohoko, and when they descended from heaven to earth, the staircase through which they descended was called Ame no Hashi. Upon entering earth, Izanagi, the male deity, thrust his spear into the ocean to whirl it around, and when he lifted it out, the few crystallized drops of the water fell back into the ocean, and thus the first island ever known to man, or the gods in this example, came to be created, known as Onogoro Shima.
After establishing their new home, Izanagi and Izanami fell in love with each other, and Izanami gave birth to many gods and goddesses. But when she was giving birth to the god of fire, she was burned badly and she scalded to death. Izanagi could not bear to stay apart from his beloved Izanami, so he decided to visit Yomi, which is also known as the underworld or the land of dead.
Upon reaching the Yomi and seeing his once strikingly and stunningly beautiful wife now covered in maggots and pieces of rotting flesh hanging from her body, he ran away, disgusted by the sight and probably scared too. And he closed the entrance of the Yomi or the underworld with a big boulder. After escaping the underworld, Izanagi, as he was a deity himself, had to perform a cleansing ritual to get rid of the impurities from the Yomi.
It was during this ritual that when Izanagi washed his left eye, the sun goddess Amaterasu came out of it, and when he washed his right eye, the moon god Otsuke-sama came out of it, and finally came out the storm god Susanoo from his nose.
Now, much similar to other mythologies that you all know, or the religion that you follow, the mythological creation origins in that might tend to be a little similar to this. But Amaterasu, the sun goddess, was given the role of bringing light and day to the world, with the moon god Otsuki-sama being her counterpart and bringing night time to the world. Susanoo, the storm god, was given the role of being responsible for the storms and typhoons, anything that causes mankind destruction.
Susanoo was unhappy with his duty and he felt discriminated because the work, or we can say the duty, which was given to him was less in comparison to the role given to his brother and sister. So, Susanoo caused a lot of destruction and he rampaged around Amaterasu's kingdom. Seeing her brother's antics, Amaterasu got angry and filled with rage and unhappiness, she locked herself inside a cave, and thus the darkness prevailed around all over the universe, as she was the sun goddess.
Now, seeing all this, the other deities tried to persuade Amaterasu to come out of her hiding cave, but failed to succeed in their numerous attempts to do so. Now, finally, they formulated a plan in which, outside the cave she was hiding, they started creating a lot of noise, doing a lot of frivolous activities such as laughing, dancing, drinking, and anything to attract the hidden Amaterasu's attention.
The sun goddess Amaterasu was surprised by this sudden commotion, so she opened the mouth of the cave a little just to know what was happening outside. She was struck in awe by seeing her own reflection in the mirror which was placed outside the cave. She was looking so beautiful and strikingly bewitching. Pleased by her own appearance, she finally came out of the cave and the light returned to the world once again.